Hi folks, just thought we'd do a vlog today so I could fill you all in on what's going on with me, I guess, because I'm so exciting. Anyway, well, the goal is I try not to be exciting, but somehow I always seem to find something to occupy my mind and my body and my worriness. Anyway, okay, where should I start? Okay, Jess came, you saw that video, had so much fun. It was hard to let her go back to London, Ontario, because we had a great time. She'll be back. I think we had such a great time. She's going to make a point to come back more often, which I love. So she's home now. She left on the 7th of May. I think it's probably about the 20th at this point, maybe the 21st. So today's holiday, Victoria Day, Monday. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna go difficult tea, but I'm gonna share it anyways because I'm an honest person, and maybe this might somehow help someone else. Long short of it, been type 1 diabetic since I was 11. I'll be 39 this fall, if that puts anything into view for you. And most people know a type 2 diabetic, like grandma's getting older, so she developed it, or poor eating, or whatever. But type 1 is the type where one day you're fine, and the next day you're being diagnosed with a disease you will never be free of. It's an autoimmune disease, so your own body created it, or attacked itself. However you look at it, it's serious. I'm always going to be a diabetic, so all I can do is try my best to live with it, control it, and stay healthy and that kind of stuff. But hey, I am human. Sometimes I mess up, and sometimes your sugars go high or low for really no reason. Sometimes it could be stress, whatever. So let's get to the story time. So come the Tuesday after, so Jess left on the Tuesday, so the following Tuesday, so 1 week later, because I was being a little bit stupid with my insulin and my diabetes, I ended up having some elevated blood sugars for a couple days in a row, and didn't really work hard at being a good, healthy person to myself, for my body. I ended up having to go to the ER Tuesday. Andrew ended up having to call an ambulance in the night around 1 a.m. and they came and got me. This doesn't happen often, like maybe once, twice a year max. Some diabetics go to the hospital all the time, once a week, couple times a week, for help for their elevated sugars. So I always feel like I'm so bad when it happens, those few times that I slip up and it catches, my diabetes gets a hold of me and I need assistance. It doesn't happen at all very often. I have all my fingers and toes. I can feel all my fingers and toes. I've been a diabetic for 30 years. So I am actually proud of myself. I know everyone who doesn't have it somehow just always kind of lumps you as sickly. So you say, oh yeah, I had to pop into the hospital, last week, but you hadn't been there in 2 years. Oh, you gotta take better care of yourself. No, I don't, actually. And if I do or don't, that is my business. And to be quite frank, I take pretty darn good care of myself all the time. I fell through the cracks because I did. And, yeah, it sucked. So I went to the hospital that Tuesday around 1 a.m. in the a.m. And, I got there by, ambulance, and one of the ambulance, persons, I'm going to say they're both men, because they were masculine, and not wanting to be called a female thing. Weird. They brought me to the hospital, had a heck of a time trying to, where am I going? I'm just going to pull over. Had a heck of a time, trying to get an IV in my arm. Like, my inner arms are actually almost like black. It was a hard go for them, and certainly for me. The nurse at the ER, who was like my nurse, the nurse assigned to the room I went into in the ER. I'm just gonna turn this off. Chit chat. My nurse was an Eastern European woman, wide-shouldered, long dark hair. Couldn't see the face because, of course, there's mask wearing in the hospital. First of all, I've never, ever had a nurse, not do her job, and maybe not every nurse is sweet and kind, but they're not, mean, okay? So just please think of all the times you or someone you were with was in the hospital. You might bump into a serious nurse, but not like a mean nurse. This was my first time. So I get to the room, and I'm wearing Andrew got me dressed in a full sweatsuit. So when your sugars come down, you'll often like sweat or whatever, or your body temperature can get a little funny too sometimes. Like, you'll be really cold and then you'll get really hot. So when I was leaving the house, I was cold, so the sweatsuit was perfect. Well, now I'm in the hospital, and because I'm dehydrated from all the vomiting I had been doing the last couple days, I wasn't allowed to have any water or drinks. I was only allowed to have ice. I like ice chips, because they don't want you to get sick anymore. They want you to stop and recover and heal. So part of that is stopping the nausea, and you're not to drink. You just have these ice chips, which sucks in the moment, but I get it. So I keep relentlessly and wishing and praying that if I kept asking for water, she'd bring me some. Obviously, that it's not going to happen. But I still, in the moment, I was so determined. I just kept asking. She, and a side note, on my health card, somehow, someone, somewhere clicked that I was a male. So, I think it's kind of funny. So often, like, I'll have, like, when I'm registering for, like, blood work or anything like that, sometimes people kind of be like, you were born male? And I just be like, no, I've always been female. I'm still female. And it was an error, but it's almost funny, especially with with everything that goes on in this silly world sometimes. Okay, back to the story. So, this nurse, this very, very European, wide, tall, strong, like, she could wreck me, okay? She actually was mocking me, making fun of me, putting me down, because she knew that I was having so many issues. You can barely even think properly or say what you need to say. It's sometimes people will say, like, if a diabetic looks really, like, if they look like they might be really drunk or messed up on something, you're actually not. That is sober you, but because of all the stuff going on in your body, it actually makes you behave very, very odd, like not yourself. It's really, and you're normal in your mind, but you can't say what you want to say. You can't do the things you want to do. It's like not having any control of your body and mouth and your functions. Anyway, so she's obviously, I would assume, aware of this. If you're an ER nurse, she would ask me all these questions knowing I wouldn't be able to answer them, and then would make fun of me for it. That would be like making fun of a baby for, being ugly or something. Like it's out of that person's control. Like, it was a really, really terrible evening. And as much as she was being mean to me and making me not like her, she did not like me. That's why I think it kind of transpired the way it was. She didn't like me, which is fine. You're allowed not to like people, even for no reason. But she works in a position that I was relying on her, like duty of care. Like, she had a duty of care as a nurse to make sure I was okay. She gave me crackers. I couldn't even talk. I could have choked on those crackers and cheese. And Andrew said when he got to the room, he opened the door and he said there were crackers and cheese everywhere, sheets, and I was nude because I had gotten so hot because of the sweatsuit. She wouldn't give me a hospital gown. I was literally laying in the ER bed, the door open, helpless, super hot, nude. And I honestly, I didn't care. Obviously, I didn't care. I was so hot. And I tried to cover myself with the one sheet I had that someone else had given me. But it was clearly me laying there naked with a terribly thin sheet, and if the wind blew, I was exposed. So she would come in and be like, your breast is hanging out saying, oh, this is inappropriate. And then she'd be like, are you a boy? Like, it was really bad. And, luckily, she hated me so much, she got me discharged really fast. And I was able to go home and sleep and kind of come back a little bit, to be quite honest. But the story doesn't end. One sec, I'm just going to get a drink, I think. One sec. Okay, I am back. Dad just called, so I'm going to... I got him his special cigarettes, and not drugs, actually tobacco cigarettes. So I'm gonna bring those over to him, and him and I are gonna go tooting around a bit. I love Dad. Anyway, back to the original story. So I'm let out. It is so it's now like Wednesday at like 1 p.m. because I went in, remember the Tuesday evening going into the Wednesday night, but I was only there for maybe 5 hours, which is pretty short for an ER. Get there, go through all the departments, this and that. Fuck. And and then get discharged. That's really crazy fast, especially the condition I was in. Like, I really wasn't ready physically to leave, but I was actually so messed up from that nurse that I jumped at the opportunity to get the heck out of there when she was like, you can go. I was like, I'm out. Okay, so I'm home, I'm sleeping, I'm trying to just kind of, the hospital, they did get my sugars down. I just had to, like, physically come back. Like, I was really sluggish and kind of sore and just body tired. My body was tired because I hadn't used it in days, because all I could do was lay and get sick. So come that Wednesday, so I'm let out Wednesday at noon. I sleep and relax at home 10 or 11 at night. My phone rings. I see it says that it's Dartmouth General Hospital calling me. And I'm just thinking, I don't want to answer this, but I should, because they're not going to call me for nothing, right? I answer it. Someone on the phone, I think it was a nurse, but I'm not even too sure, to be honest. But the person says, oh, hi, we have some results back from your blood work that we took last night, or when it was that I had been there. I said, oh, okay. We're not sure, but it's showing that you might have a bacteria blood infection. Oh, okay. So with those, they can range from really not a problem to going all way on their own, or very, very serious. And it can take up to 6 days for some of these bacterial infections to become what they are, so you know what you're dealing with. So sometimes the doctors or whoever, the lab, has to literally keep the sample for up to 6 days to let the bacteria grow to discover what you're dealing with. Sounds just wonderful. Okay, but are you able to come back to the ER so we can take more blood samples, and we'll give you some more of that saline to bring you back to life kind of thing. And I thought, I do think maybe I could use a little more IV. I'm not gonna lie. So, did I want to go back? No. But I thought, okay, and I asked this person who's calling me to ask me to come back in, blah, blah, blah. If I come back in to get some saline and give you some blood and all this stuff, because you claim it's the end of the world if I don't, am I able to kind of sneak through and fast track so I don't have to wait in the ER waiting room? Like I already did that the night before, and I don't have an interest in going back. If I technically can't skip the line, and that sounds awful, but we all know I'm just there to get IV. So to do all the steps and take up a spot in the ER waiting room process where someone else they could have cut a finger off, like, and I'm an extra body in the way out there when we all know it. I just need that bag of fluid and bam, bam, done, leave. Oh yeah, no problem. That's no big deal. When you get here, just tell them you're here. Okay, great. I go back at 4 the next day. I ended up being there for over 12 hours. I didn't get out of there until about 5:30 a.m. and I arrived there at 4 p.m. on the Wednesday. Now, on a good note, the doctor that night, a lady doctor, I didn't catch her name. I'm sorry, whoever you are. You were so sweet and so efficient. And my nurse that night, the smallest, quickest, efficient IV putter-inner I've ever met. Great person, not too talkative, but if I needed ice or if I wanted a glass of water or whatever it was, she'd have it there in seconds. She never made me feel bad for asking for things. If I had a question, whether it was stupid or whatever, I was never made to feel like I'm being a burden or I'm dumb or I'm less than. So it was okay. I didn't want to be there that long, and they kind of kept fabricating, you know, oh, you'll be out of here in an hour. Oh, I was there for like 13 hours. That was the one major complaint on that night. Just say, hey, you're going to be here till 5:30, 6 a.m. Don't keep just saying, oh, it did a little bit longer. Yeah, so that was that was actually the Thursday. So it was Thursday at 4 p.m. I went in, released at 5:36 on the Friday morning, came home. I'll be right back because now we're into Friday and I have to grab Dad's friggin' smokes. Okay, one sec. Hey, we're back. I'm trying to get the full, this also the condensed, like my condensed version, which is never really condensed. So Friday, I had promised that nice doctor I'd go back Friday at 1 p.m. Well, you know what, 1 p.m. came really quick when you didn't get back home till 6 a.m. After 6, okay? So yes, I pushed the sleeping as far as I could, and Andrew came home, and he kind of was banging and doing dishes just kind of loudly to get me moving, because I could have slept for forever on Friday. Oh my gosh, so exhausted. So I finally crawl out of bed, and then he promised me, because I was in no way gonna go back, regardless of the Thursday night doctor and nurse that were wonderful. I really didn't have any intention to ever go back. I was just so mentally messed up, quite frankly, from the Tuesday night with that other nurse. I still kind of am. Like, my mind can't somehow grasp or accept that a nurse would behave that way with a patient that once their sugars were going to be okay, they are literally a different person. Like, I'm normal and nice and blah, 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 blah. Oops, don't tell Andrew I did that. Anyway, so Andrew's like, I will sit with you. I'm sitting with you. You gotta get yourself, like, just we want to make sure you're as good as you can be so you can heal and recover and we can move forward. Because if I don't, like, make sure I've received all my medication or treatment or what have you, this could turn into an ongoing issue, right? Or it could just get worse. Like, who knew? I certainly didn't, but I was so petrified to go back to the doctor, the ER in Dartmouth. I was almost refusing to return. And he said, you have to go. And he was right. So he talked to some woman that kept calling him because he was the next of kin, and I wasn't answering my phone to the hospital at this point. And same thing, this person on the phone who gave off the feeling that she had pull and ability to do things and make things work a certain way in order to get me as the patient to return, right? Like, yes, you'll skip the line. Yes, you'll be in and out. It'll take no time at all, in and out. And great. So Andrew's reassured of all these wonderful things that are supposed to go on if we go back. Go back. It's the same shit. We had to go to triage. We had to register. We had to sit in the waiting room with every sick person in Dartmouth. I now have a cough. I haven't smoked in years. I have the grossest, wettest, cough. Clearly I picked that up at the hospital's waiting room, and I haven't been sick in years, so I'm not going to talk about that right now, but that's annoying. So we do all these steps that we were promised we wouldn't have to do. It's supposed to be in and out quick. Just give a little blood, perhaps get a little bit more saline. So we also get pulled aside into like this side room where they actually took that blood work again. They take 2 units or vials to ensure that, say, one of the vials gets contaminated or something silly, and they have a second one to hopefully that isn't also contaminated as backup. Well, now they're starting to say the first 4 vials from the Tuesday and then the Thursday, they were all contaminated. Every single sample contaminated. Or they weren't sure. Okay, that's your problem, and not mine, but okay. I've never heard of such a thing, to take that many vials and everyone could potentially is contaminated, but okay. So they take the blood, and 2 girls doing this in the side room, they're very nice. The one even said, oh, I remember you being here Tuesday. Well, you know, why are you back? And I'm kind of like, I don't really know. They're saying I might have bacteria. So she's like, okay, yeah, I totally recognize you from the other night. And I'm like, yeah, this is starting to get out of control, and blah, blah, blah. So this something wrong comes in. It's female. And she's not even doctored. I don't even think she was a nurse. Like, she was literally like an administrator person, but has some, I don't even know. She could have been the nurse's manager. Like, I don't even know who this person is. But she seems to think she's got some power. She comes in, and they just did my blood work. She comes in and says to me, if you refuse our help, you can never come back to this hospital. We will never treat you again. We won't help you. You are never coming back here if you leave. And Andrew looks a little scared. And I'm kind of like, my emotions were up, down, everywhere. So at this moment, emotionally at that moment, I just sat there like dead face. Like, I was numb. Like, I was just exhausted with this hospital and the situations. And I almost thought this whole bacteria and blood work thing and blah, blah, blah was actually a joke. And again, just to be assholes, to waste my time. Like, I actually thought these people were out to get me. It was so outrageous. So this one, you're not ever welcome back here if you don't accept our help and treatment today and leave before we say you're discharged. If you just leave, that's it, you're done. And I'm thinking, wow, we only have one hospital in Dartmouth. And I had planned probably to never go back there because the staff is that nurse. Anyway, it's not the staff, it's that one nurse specifically that was, yeah. So Andrew's petrified because he's thinking, oh my gosh, like, we might have to come back here one day, and like, and I'm just sitting there going, I'm never coming back here anyway, in my head. But I just sat there like stone-faced, didn't say anything, and this woman says all this stuff and talks to me and Andrew like we're useless, worthless, and we should be kissing her feet or something. And she leaves, and I said, you can't do that. I am a person in this province carrying a Nova Scotia health card, and it's the hospital's duty of care. If I am in need of medical attention or help, I'm sorry, you legally have to help me. Like, I'm sorry. Long and short of it, then we stayed because Andrew really was nervous about that stupid woman. And they then bring us They bring us back to the waiting room. Because remember, I'm still going through all the steps to then get to behind the ER, those doors. The doors. Because once you get past those doors, you're in, right? We wait in the waiting room, not too long. We're then called through the doors. Those ER doors, I tell ya. They put us in a hallway. And we sat there for hours. No one spoke to us, told us anything, nothing. And quite frankly, we were nervous because that woman gave us such a hard, we'll call her Wong, basically said I'm not a good person, and if I leave and if I make trouble, they'll kick me out and I'm barred and all this crap. And I really didn't care about that because I will never go back to Dartmouth Hospital, but I just wanted to go. I just wanted it over. But Andrew was so worried just because of all the stuff. And the weirdest, craziest part of all of this, I was feeling much better. Like in the diabetic part from the Tuesday, that was past me. My sugars were fine. Like, and if I had this rare, crazy, extreme bacteria in my blood that might kill me, I was feeling pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. The wild bacteria, it makes you sick as a dog, but really feel great at the same time. Like, I don't know. And we sat there till, I don't know, I'm going to say 11. And I hadn't eaten all day. And my sugars, I managed to keep them fine while sitting in this hallway all day. He left to go get me something to eat because I hadn't eaten all day, but whatever. And just before he had left, some young nurse had walked by and said, "Hey, what are you guys still doing here for? You know what I'm saying?" And I was honest to her. I said, "I'll be honest, like, they kind of put us over here because I guess they felt we were troublemakers, but no one's talked to us or told us what's going on or what the plan is or anything." And she went, "Really?" And I went, "Yeah." So she scurried away, came back 2 minutes later with my file from the last couple days. I'm telling you, man, it was thick. And she comes back and she says, "Well, right now you're really just waiting for a doctor, but like, it just kind of shows that you probably had your blood samples, like, all of them like, they were either not proper or they were, like, maybe contaminated." So now I'm hearing over and over, it seems like maybe So now I've been here hours and hours and hours. You haven't you've already taken my blood when I first got here. Why am I still here? I didn't receive any more saline or medication. We were ignored for hours. It was 11 o'clock at night. We'd gone there at 4. They had taken the blood at 4:30. I didn't receive any medication or whatever in the rest of those hours. Like, they just left us there to sit there all day. Like, even thinking about it, I'm like, why would they do, like, that's terrible. I mean, I really should have been at home. I still can't eat very well. My throat's still raw from getting sick so much, but even just repeat, like, telling you guys the story, it's I can do it and keep my composure, but like when I can think back to sorry, when I think back to that whole experience, you know, Tuesday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, Thursday, and the Friday. And again, that one doctor was great and the one nurse was great, but the rest was really hard. And even the night with the good doctor and nurse, it was not fun. Like, because I was still lied to on that evening, like, kept being told I'd be able to go in an hour or two, and being there for 13 hours, like, the whole time being lied to over and over and over about. So every time that 2-hour mark would approach, oh, we're just gonna have to give you one more blah, 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 blah. Should be about 2 hours. Now that you in 2 hours, you can probably go after this. You've been saying that every 2 hours. Like, every hour and two. So, makes my stomach kind of hurt when I... Anyway, I've already kind of started to forget some parts of it because I think my mind is maybe protecting itself or something. It's all I know is it was such a negative experience. If you don't have to go to the Dartmouth General Hospital for an ER visit, if you can go to the Halifax locations, I recommend you do. I can't even wrap my mind around that experience, specifically talking about with that first night with the nurse. I don't know who she is, but I'm sure even if she was talked to about the situation, she'd think she was right. So she's not going to change. She's not going to try to maybe treat some patients in a more friendly manner. The patient doesn't, I mean, there are some, but me as the patient, I didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't want to be there. She didn't want to be there. She didn't like me. I didn't know her. I didn't know, I turned out to not like her because of her treatment of me, but you know, there's not liking someone for no reason, which we've all been there. Sometimes people just bother you or rub you the wrong way and you don't even know them or anything, but that was bad. Don't go to Dartmouth General Hospital, if you, honestly. That's my recommendation. And I'm not new to hospitals, so that in my opinion, kind of... And I'm like to think that I'm generally a nice person, even when I'm all messed up from the diabetes. I'm not mean. I might just be, like, super annoying and clumsy and sweaty or whatever, but I'm not mean. Like, I might be silly or almost come off, like, really weird, but I'm not mean. I just don't understand why she went that route with me, because I couldn't even talk. Couldn't even talk. Okay, I gotta go. I'm picking up Dad, so let's get in there. Let's go. Oh, but that was last week, and I'm over being at a hospital, going to the hospital, and if I ever have to go to the hospital again, which is more than likely as a diabetic, I will never step foot in the Dartmouth hospital. Okay. Let's go get Dad. I can actually hear him coming. How cute is he? I kind of hum and dood out of myself. I do that too, where I'm even just walking and by myself. I'll be like, do 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 do, singing, man. Yeah, like that little, you know, walk and talk and singing kind of. Mom didn't do it, but I heard you just doing it, so that's clearly where I got that. Well, it's not fun to be quiet when you don't have to be.
That's right. You got it.
Oh. There he is. Now we're going to the bank. Look at that cute little stocky dog. Oh, my Lord. It'd be like if Gunner was like shrunken somehow. Just short, sausagey, and cute. Okay. Why is that man staring like that? Anyway, we're just waiting for Dad. Hold on. He came back. We're just gonna lock the doors. I just don't want to deal with something like that today. Okay, it seems like he may or may not know the person parked behind me. That's good. That's good. It's a nice day, actually. Quite nice. What's the temperature? It's telling me it is 10. Feels warmer than 10 outside, but I am wearing a jacket and full-leg pants. But it's sunny and nice. So, we're just waiting for Dad to get cash, because he owes me for the cigarettes, and I'll take him back home. And then I'm gonna go to Winners. We'll start at Winners. And I need to get a candle. Need to get a candle. Yeah. We'll do that. And I need to go to the dollar store to grab some more cleaning supplies. I go through a lot of cleaning supplies, which I'd assume is a good thing. That means I clean quite often. So that's that. I need some more all-purpose cleaner. So I like to keep my countertops in the kitchen and in the bathroom as clean and disinfected as possible, because that's what I like. You know, I gotta get the floors done, but that Bissell does a really good job, so it's just a matter of doing it. I'm gonna quickly clean the couch too, just to give everything a quick freshen up and wipe down, vacuum, so on. Okay, there's Dad. Cutie. Oh, sorry, I locked the door.
That's okay.
Some person made me think like it's actually the guy that's talking to the person behind us. I thought he was looking at me, and then I thought he was walking towards me, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with a weirdo today.
There you go. There's $150.
Look at you go. Was the bank open or just the machine?
Just the machine.
Alright, well, I'll take you home.
Okay.
And then I'm going to the dollar store to get cleaning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going home and cleaning.
Why not? Might as well.
I really do have to catch up. I love Andrew, but he is not good at cleaning up after himself. And he's quite a messy person. Like, he's the kind of person, you make a sandwich, but you're just like, did any of it get in your mouth? Like,
let's see. Could we go to? Is there a store around here? I can just.
Isn't Jake's this way? What do you need a store for?
I thought maybe I'd buy some hamburger or something.
Oh, you want meat?
Yeah.
I don't know where you'd get meat.
If you turn right up here, you go to the end of the street there.
Okay.
It's the only thing the only place I know.
What, at that market thing?
There's I think there's a Sobeys there.
There's no Sobeys this way. This is like downtown.
No, not right here. You turn right when you get to the end of the street. There is out that way.
Okay.
I'll show you where it is.
I think I told you we took the ferry across from Dartmouth to Halifax and back the one night.
Yeah, you did. You enjoyed it.
It was nice. It was quick and easy. And let me tell you, if I worked in Halifax and I lived close to downtown, I would just do that every day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You take your friend on the ferry for.
Yeah, if she wants to. You
can ask her.
Yeah.
You know,
there's lots to do, and she may just want to do nothing because she just hangs out with a baby all day for the last 10 months. So you're telling me if there's a Sobeys, right? Well, this guy's moving. I'm going. Boop.
Go through the lights straight.
I'll kind of, I don't want to make, like, I'm going to bring her over to that Fisherman's Cove.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. If she wants to go to Peggy's Cove, we can. I don't know if she wants to. I'm kind of just letting her decide if she wants to do
just say,
stuff.
What do you feel like doing?
Yeah.
What would you like
But she may not want to do anything, right?
Oh, well. If
So,
that's the case, that's even better for you.
yeah, so I'm just going to we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm just, all I'm doing in the next couple days
So you gotta turn right here when you come to the corner.
catching up some laundry and cleaning and
That kind of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. It'll keep me busy though. It's wild how much time you can lose just cleaning up. And then you're like, I didn't get anything done, and it's been hours.
You'll do it. You can go through the lights straight.
Okay.
There you
In this lane.
go. You can bring her and you can show her the crane up there.
It's not gonna show her a crate. You're right. They probably have more of those in London, anyways.
Let's see. There's the store. There was a store over there. Dollar store you want to go? There's one over there.
Well, I'll go by the one that's a block from my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because I already know where everything is.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like going to new stores and trying to figure out, okay, where this is in this. You know, I'm like,
I thought all the Sobeys had their stuff in the same place in each store.
No, I'm talking about the dollar store.
Oh, the dollar store.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because they're all different. All the dollar stores.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like they have their aisles different.
Mm-hmm. This guy's begging for money.
It's so fucking annoying. You have time to stand there and ask for money. You could go to a job and
Get it.
right?
Yeah.
Is it like fuck off?
I know.
I always want to like take the money out of the cup and be like, I don't mind if I do. Thank you. Alright, well, I'll just wait out here for you.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm there's someone behind me. I'll just let you out here. Stop. There. And
you won't believe it. I can't forget what I wanted to come here for.
You said hamburger. You said...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hamburger.
Yeah, that's what it is. Jeez. Getting bad. I gotta stop this.
Hamburger.
Okay.
You gonna go? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Ew. What is wrong with these fucking people? What are you doing? Go! Fucking weirdo. Everyone's looking. Don't hit me. I'll fucking lose it. Hi, I didn't realize I was still recording. Okay. I finally made it home around 5:30. I just took off my pants, wearing my shorts so I can do some cleaning. But, oh God, I went wild. I got this super cute shelf though. I didn't need it, but I don't care. I just put it in here for a second because I considered anyway, I think with the toilet paper thing, it's just a little bit too much. It looks a little crowded. Anyway, look at the sweet candle I got too at Winners. Like, how cool and summery is that? It smells wonderful. Okay, I just put it on there because I thought that might look cute. Anyway, I'll figure out where I'm going to keep that shelf. Oh, and I don't know if I ever showed you. I hung a hook for, instead of a towel rack. I hate towel rods or racks. You can't make it look okay. It just is what it is, and they're big and they're bulky. So I wanted something simple. And I came across this, boat, what do you, like, steering wheel style, hook, but it's really cute. It's got a little flower. Anyway, I use that for my hand towels. So you wash your hands. I am washing the white hand towel that I hang here, or face towel, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I like it. Some people might think it's weird, but not my problem. There's, right? Just kidding. Anyway, this is my haul. I can't even explain the mixture of things I got. Like, I got these little, a couple of these for E-Man, because I only have purple conditioner right now, and I doubt she's blonde. And I got her that. I don't know why. I got some makeup sponges and brushes. I never wear makeup. Whatever. I can't explain it. Got some toothbrushes. I need a new one, and E-Man can have one and toss it before she leaves if she wants. That way she's one less thing to travel with. I got toothpaste so we can brush our teeth while she's here. And we got some cleaning products and gloves. There's toothpaste. And I'm going to try these this plug-in thing. I don't even know if I got the right plug-in thing. And some cinnamon. They make really good cinnamon toast. Raisin cinnamon toast. I've had it before. So good. Grabbed a loaf. Didn't need it. Wanted it. Some sink catcher filter things. These probably save my pipes. And yeah, that's important. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff going down my drains, because those catch so much. I sometimes think, I can't imagine what's down there from people before I moved in here and started using these. Okay. And I got some all-purpose spray and some Comet and Kleenex. I think for the most part we got it. Oh, and a little bit of candy. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. Okay. I gotta get putting away the stuff. And, yeah. Okay. Talk soon.